Okay, hello there, I'm Dennis. Welcome to my channel. And in this video, we're going to talk about Arch Linux. Now, I'm going to assume a couple things here that you are a current Windows user and you've heard about Linux through one way or the other, and you've decided you wanted to give it a try versus your Windows and just see. And so you've managed to download your ISOs, put them on a USB or DVD, whatever, and boot up to it. And as you found out, most of them have graphical interface of one sort or the other. Some of them maybe even a TUI, a terminal user interface. But for the most part, you're going to have a guided install. So you've landed on Arch Linux, and now, because everywhere you go, you hear about it, people hate it, people love it, and some people just don't care. Let's go to my desktop here, and we'll bring up DistroWatch, and you've been looking at this for one reason or other, and you've downloaded some of these, and you've looked at them, and it still has your curiosity, but like I said, you've heard about Arch Linux, but not really tried it. And so you go to their web page, you had enough sense to go to the download either torrent or magnet or a straight download, either way. And then you wonder, well, okay, what to do? Well, here's the installation guide on the same homepage. I gotta tell you, this is a lot better than it was, say, 4 years ago. Every time I look at it, I actually see some changes. So that's awesome. You get your ISO booted up, and here all of a sudden now you've got an entire page, a pretty good sized page to go down, and it actually, you end right here basically with your bootloader. So let's open up my VirtualBox, and we'll boot your ISO. This would be your Arch ISO that you just booted up to. And this will be your first screen. You'll make a selection here. You can use speech or the straight install. You can do a mem test, which is nice. You can go to EFI shell, or you can reboot into the firmware interface. I'm going to press enter there. Just in the middle of the screen. Welcome to Arch Linux. And there you go. So you're like, wow, now what? So you go back to your installation guide, and you slowly read through this, copy and paste if you're in that position. Probably are not going to be in that position unless you SSH into your install. But then you're going to have to go through this, and you're like, well, I can't do all that. Well, you're in luck, because I'm going to show you how to get Arch Linux installed in 4 different methods. Basically, a Calamaris install, a document install where the documentation comes right out of the Arch Wiki, and a scripted install. Plus, as you'll see when we get through here, you also still have the Arch install option built into the Arch Linux ISO. So that's awesome. So before I do that, let's go to Mr. Eznix's homepage here, or SourceForge page, to get your download. All these links will be in the description below that you can get to here. And here he does a great job telling you what he's going to do and how he's going to do it. And here's your files. And this would be the ISO files. Now, I just watched a video yesterday where he just updated all of this stuff, February the 7th. So the 5 days ago. So, I mean, he keeps his stuff up to date. You don't have to worry about it. And besides that, it's Arch Linux, and you can create and build and make Arch Linux whatever you want. Another thing you'll find interesting here is he's got these categories to show you how to actually build your own Arch Linux ISO and use the Calamaris installer to do it. I must confess, I did this a couple years ago, and it got to where I was well over 10 gigs of software that it was going to install. And I don't know. It just seems like I got carried away, but it's absolutely awesome that he can teach you how to build your own Arch Linux ISO. You never have to worry about it again. He also has a Eznix OS. Now this is based on Debian stable. And if you're more into the Debian side of things, try this, because if he does as good a job in Eznix OS Debian based as he does on the EzArcher, you're in for a treat. One place, I must warn you, you will not find the EzArcher download. That's on DistroWatch. So don't go here looking for it, because you won't find it. So let's minimize this. I'll go ahead and just power this off. I just wanted to show you, got to spell right first, or correctly. I basically just wanted to show you what you're going to come against when you boot into Arch Linux ISO. Here's the EzArcher. I've got it set up. Now this one is about a month earlier, so it's not the latest. I should have downloaded it and used it, but I just really want to show you the 4 different methods here. EzArcher Linux install medium, open source, UEFI boot, that is correct. While that's booting up, let me bring up, this is the EzArcher Arch Linux. It's Xfce version 420, awesome. We also have the newest kernel, 6.12.13-1 of the LTS kernel. Now you can change that. Password is live. And again, he explains all that right here. And I'm doing it as well. Let's do something about this first. Settings, display. If I can find 16.9, there it is. I'm going to keep that and go there. So here's your ISO right here. You boot it into Arch Linux or EzArcher. This is what you're going to look at, Xfce desktop. Let's go find the installer. Now it's under System, and you'll see here where it says Install System. Password, it's asking for a password. User password is live. And there's the Calamaris installer. Let's see, is there about, yep, right here, Calamaris installer 3.3.12 for EzArcher. So I'm not going to go through this install through the Calamaris because I just want you to see it's available. So if you're familiar, if you've gotten this far in your Linux journey, you're going to be familiar with the Calamaris installer, I am sure. So let's cancel out of that. Say yes. Let's open up a file browser. And we should see EzArcher, and we're going to see install scripts. This would be the script. Let's see what I can open that with. So here's the scripted install, and it'll go through and ask you questions. You just answer them. That's for the UEFI, and this is for the BIOS. Let's click back here. Install guides. This is the one you're going to learn off of. If you really want to learn Arch Linux and you want to go past all that, or if you want a quick way to get through the installation and still have it all line up with that wiki, here's your situation, or here's your documents right here to do that. So let's see, this is UEFI. Let's see what it opens up in. So right from the beginning, you just follow this along, copy and paste right into your terminal here. And of course, you can change things. In fact, you will change things if, for instance, your time zone is not the same as this time zone is set. You simply change it. And he tells you how to do that. It gives you a whole bunch of software to put you ahead of the game to start with. Now, who's going to know you need LSCSI or LZ4? You're not going to know those things booting into Arch Linux for the first time. Again, you can install these things and you can read what it is. Look them up if you don't know what it is. And there's your install. That is freaking awesome. Here's your package builds, package text. So I'm gonna stop. Really, one more thing. I showed you this the documents, the Calamaris, and the install script. Okay, so here's the fourth way. If you decide you don't want to do it those kind of ways, or you've done it that way and now you want to experiment and learn, you can also use the Arch install script. It comes built in to every ISO, Arch Linux ISO. Here it's telling me I need a new version. So right here, there you go. That's 4 different ways you can actually install Arch Linux, and you're going to have a good desktop. Let me close this out. Well, let's look through the menu because I've changed my menu. Under accessories, you got GNOME disk, screenshot, calculator. Some good stuff. That's what I'm telling you. What sets this distribution aside from a lot of them you're going to run across, or I should say Arch spins, is Mr. Eznix uses Arch Linux. And so he knows as a user what you want or what you're going to need, not necessarily what you want. Nobody knows what you want. But he knows what he needed, and he makes that readily available to us. He even included a card game, so while you're just doing something, you could be playing cards. Here we got Firefox and transmission, multimedia. We got some good stuff here. I love that we still get a Sunders CD ripper because I happen to have a bunch of CDs. I've actually been digitizing those. See, under Office, System. Let's see. So that gives you a pretty good idea that you can actually, you could take it right now and run with it and be good to go. Close VirtualBox back out. And let me bring up my notes real quick here. Here are those links that I'll provide in the bottom, and the information, most of this information came right off of that web page right here. Not here, here. Most of this information, if not all, came from here. So awesome. Okay, so if you do install this and you want a firewall, you'll have to install it, but it's very easy. You can actually use a packages and do a search in here for it, or you can just, if you know the download name, you can just download it, pacman-s, and you're good to go. So you got all the firewalls available to you. Software packages, if you want to read more about the GNOME package manager, here it is. Now, I did have to go into my pacman.conf, and I included the multi-lib consecutive and readjusted the consecutive downloads and added the pacman and all that stuff, but that's just really immaterial. That everything would have worked fine without any of that, I think. I'm pretty sure. Close out of my notes here, save them changes. And again, here's the EzArcher files. So let me minimize that. Let's look real quick, look through my menu. You're going to find my usual stuff in my favorites. OBS Studio, first of all, GNOME disk, which was here. Featherpad, OBS Studio, Kdenlive, Audacity, Krita, VirtualBox, Boxes, and Virtual Machine Manager, and System Monitor. Let's open that up. See what we're pulling right now. About around 22% of CPUs. I'm using 3 gigs of RAM, and the file system is ext4, and I've used 27 gigs, a little over 27 gigs, to make it a very workable operating system for me. Everything I need or want is here. Let's see. I did get the LibreOffice suite. Under multimedia, you'll see this is a pretty substantial list here. It's all my usual stuff. If I've gotten it before, then I've probably got it now. So once again, this is the EzArcher. And if you're interested at all in Arch Linux, but you're a little hesitant, this is the way to go. Just bring up the install system. That's the Calamaris. Now, like any other installation, the real place where you kind of need to know what you're doing. Although there is an automated part of this where you can just have it do automation, the disk partitioning. If you don't know about disk partitioning, at least in the beginning, you probably just need to let them do the automatic partitioning for you. That is one place that you may need to know a little bit about disk. And if you've ever installed the Linux system, you know about it anyway. If you've ever installed Windows, you know about it. So I guess that's going to do it for this video. And I'll encourage you, if you're interested in Arch Linux, but it scares you at the least, even if it don't scare you and you just want a quick way to get a good Arch system built and ready to go, this is the way to do it. Mr. Eznix, you have done a great job. Peace out, guys. Bye. Thanks for watching.